Hey guys, my name is Jeff, and today we're going to be taking a look at a very special car, a Roadster Shop 1964 Chevrolet Corvette Restomod, and I will have some videos of the car running and driving after the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But if you guys do enjoy this video, could hit that like button for me, I'd appreciate it, and consider subscribing for more content like this in the future. So, let's get into it. This car is owned by Barry Blomquist, who commissioned Roadster Shop to build the car in 2014. Barry is often known as perhaps one of the most involved in one of Roadster Shop's biggest customers. He has a ton of cool cars, one of which I've actually featured before. It's his Pontiac, which is a Catalina, but it's a 2+2. It's a super cool car that I've featured. Anywho, it started in 2014 after Barry found an old C2 with a good body and over 200,000 miles on the car to start with. Now, Barry liked the original design of the C2 and he wanted to leave it original looking with a Restomod approach for modern performance. So that's what we have here. You can see on the exterior, it's relatively unmodified, which is not always the case for Roadster Shop's build, but it is the case here. Now, quickly, I want to point out, in the interior, it's actually all leather. You notice the manual transmission. I'll touch more on that later. But it's actually a full leather interior, including the sun visors, which Barry helped source some of the materials for, and was something he really takes pride in because there were no corners cut with this, even though it is a Restomod build. So, getting into some of the details, some of the great fitment and just the stance of this car comes from the Roadster Shop Fast Track chassis, which had to actually move the frame rails in 2 inches on each side for the perfect wheel offset, but it also gave the car coilovers with an all-new IRS setup. Now, that IRS setup allows the car to sit on 19-inch Forgeline wheels that you see here that are, of course, modeled after the 1964 CERV II Corvette concept wheels and hide the 13-inch disc brakes with Bayer 6-piston calipers. If you don't know what the CERV II is, it's actually a Corvette concept car that actually sold through Barrett-Jackson, so you can check that car out on their website if you're interested. Moving on, this is a really cool detail that I love. Roadster Shop just on the back of the Corvette logo. And of course, this being a 64, we don't have the split window, so it's a little bit better visibility. It's still not that great if you've ever sat in one of these, but still a cool touch nonetheless, and it just makes it a little bit more unique. Little details make all of the difference, especially in builds like this. So, really cool car, lots of cool inspiration, but the power plant. It's powered by a 6.2-liter LT1 V8 producing 460 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque, and mated to a Legend LGT700 5-speed manual transmission, which is important because Barry only gets manual transmissions in all of his cars, which I think is amazing. It's such a cool build to have for all of them, including that Pontiac that I mentioned earlier. Now, that has a 9-inch Ford posi rear end at the back, sending power to the ground, and to top it all off, this car has actually won Best Chevy Sports Car at SEMA in 2015. Now, Barry has sold this car. He sold it at auction for $330,000 when he decided to move on to new projects, but it sold again for $275,000, and then Barry since bought the car back after realizing how much he missed it, and now he owns and drives the car to this day. So, after this is the driving clips, but again, if you enjoyed this video, could hit that like button for me, I'd really appreciate it, and consider subscribing for more content like this in the future. With that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and enjoy the beautiful sound that this LT1 makes in this C2 Corvette. Thank you so much for watching.